Hi Kappa Delta, I'm Ashley Brown, the Director of Marketing and Communications at Kappa Delta headquarters, and I am so excited to be here today with Juri Watanabe. We are here today in LA at the UCLA house, and you might hear sisters in the background a little bit, but I'm so excited for you to be here. How does it feel to be back?
It feels surreal because I have not been back in the Kappa Delta house since graduation, unfortunately, but I love that this opportunity got me back here, and it's really exciting. It just feels at home, so nice.
So today we're here to talk a little bit about mental health and how your personal journey has made you a strong advocate for mental health awareness. But before we dig in, would you just tell me a little bit about yourself, your background, and your Kappa Delta experience?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Japanese Korean, born and raised in Tokyo, Japan, and when I was 12 years old, my parents won the green card lottery, which is very rare. And that's how I came to the United States. And we actually came here for my education. But you know, coming from a multicultural background and not looking necessarily Japanese, Korean, or American, I never really felt like I belonged anywhere. I know, you know, how you look is not everything, but because of that, as well as, you know, just growing up in different kind of environments common to the community, I never really felt like I had a place. And I felt like an outsider because of the way I looked and the way I talked, the background that I had. But coming to UCLA and the Kappa Delta chapter, actually as the second year, I was one of the older members, but because of the diversity and socioeconomic backgrounds, I finally felt like I was home. I did struggle with my identity, and that really kind of led me, unfortunately, to struggling with mental health. But now I overcame it through my experiences in pageant. Of course, my community helped me through with it too. And now I'm standing strong, and last year I won the title of Miss Universe Japan, and also made it to the top 16 at the Miss Universe competition, which broke the 6-year drought of Japan making a placement.
Oh, that's wonderful. So tell me, how did you get into pageantry?
So this is a very funny story because for those of you who know me, I actually was never interested in beauty until my first day of training. You know, I never did makeup, I didn't care about fashion, I didn't care how my hair looked. But my mother was the one who kind of nudged me towards participating in a pageantry because she saw that I didn't take care of myself. I was neglecting my physical health. And she doesn't know this, but that was actually the lowest point of my mental health. I was in a dark place, probably struggling with my identity the most. And that really reflected on my physical health. So that's why my mother was like, you need some kind of reason to, you know, start taking care of yourself. And, you know, I needed something to do outside of academics, so I decided, why not? And the rest is history. I started really enjoying growing. I loved how, you know, outer beauty is not everything, but I do think it does complement your inner beauty. So seeing how my personality comes out, I really, really enjoyed that. And I started gaining lots of confidence. And that confidence really led me to a lot more opportunities, which is why I continue to challenge myself to pageants.
Yeah. So how did your Kappa Delta sisters support you throughout this pageantry journey and just in general in life?
You know, my Kappa Delta sisters were always there for me, no matter what, no matter how low point I was in, you know, my mental health, or no matter how high on life I was, they were always there for me. I always had fun with them, and I know that they had the same experience as well. So having that strong community was very, very helpful in when you are challenging yourself to something completely new, something completely out of your regular space. Because of the support of my Kappa Delta sisters, I was able to win the title of Miss Asia USA, which was my first pageant. And it really showed me that it's not just your own hard work that gets you to where you want to get to. It's really the community support that makes you get there.
Did your Kappa Delta sisters come and cheer you on at any of your pageants?
Yes. For Miss Universe Japan, I was in Japan, so of course I was very far away from my Kappa Delta sisters, but everyone was so supportive. And even Kappa Delta members that I've never met from the headquarters or from different chapters were very supportive. And you know, when you're putting yourself out there in the world, that support means so much to you. So it was very nice to have that community.
So I know that your platform is on mental health awareness, and so it's interesting because I read the other day that since the pandemic, about 50% of Gen Z are experiencing some type of mental health concern, in particular women. And 1 in 3 college students have some type of severe depression or anxiety. So as we're thinking about that, what is one piece of advice that you would give to women today who are struggling with mental health?
So I think my experience can be very different from others and vice versa. So it might not work for everyone, but what worked for me was taking that first step in seeking help. I went to UCLA's school counselor, which really helped. I actually didn't know about these kind of resources until I really had to search for it. And I realized that you can actually get counseling for free. And I hope that a lot of different colleges provide these counseling sessions for free for students as well. But not being afraid to seek out those options was very important. And I think we can all play a part in destigmatizing mental health and seeking mental health care. And another thing was not being afraid to open up to my friends and family about it. When I did, a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders. I think part of actually in Asian culture, a lot of the time signs of depression or when you're going through mental health struggles, it's considered a sign of weakness. So we never talk about our feelings. So that's basically what I did all my life. And one day I was like, I really need to talk to my parents about it. I was really scared, but it turned out to be a very beautiful, maybe a little bit tough, but beautiful experience. My parents opened up to me about their mental health struggles in the past. So I think it's very important to be open to talking about it.
So you mentioned confidence. This year we're celebrating 125 years of Kappa Delta, Kappa Delta sisterhood, community, and confidence. How do you think that mental health and confidence go hand in hand?
So I think by challenging yourself to activities that really help instill confidence in yourself and talking to people, friends and family that help you feel more confident, really helped me overcome my mental health struggles. I am very happy to say that I, very rarely struggle with anxiety and depression now. And I think it's very evident that confidence and mental health goes hand in hand. So I'm really proud of what Kappa Delta does, and I hope they continue, or we continue to do that.
Are there any resources that you would recommend someone that is struggling with their mental health?
In the 21st century, we're so lucky to have these digital resources. For example, Talkspace, which provides you access to mental health care therapists in your area. And Calm is another interesting app that's been very popular recently. It's guided meditation on your app, on your phone. So it's very easy for you to try to get into meditation. That's kind of how I got into meditation and really saw the benefits of being calm. Yoga and meditation, both of them, I think they go hand in hand actually, but those two things have been very, very helpful for me. You know, yoga, it's not just a fitness fad, and it's not just to, you know, feel good physically, but it really, really helps with clearing out your head and feeling more sense of stability. So I really recommend those resources and activities. I think what we can do as citizens and as Kappa Delta sisters is continuing to speak up about it, raising awareness around it, and destigmatizing talking about mental health. I think the more we talk about it, people at the government level will start listening to us saying, hey, mental health is important to our well-being. Mental health is actually part of your overall health. And hopefully sooner rather than later, it will be more accessible and more affordable for many.
Yeah, let's hope so. So before we wrap up, I do have one more question,
Sure.
and our audience might also be wondering this, but tell me, what's next for you?
So I am completely changing my career trajectory. After I participated in Miss Universe Japan and Miss Universe, I realized that I quite like being on camera and on stage. So I used to be in tech, but now I'm pursuing acting, and I'm really, really excited for it. And you know, the reason why I realized that I want to do this is because I challenged myself to new activities. So I really, really encourage everyone to try something new and continuing to try challenging yourself, because you never know what's out there, and you never know what you end up liking.
Well, we're going to look out for you on the big screen one day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
And just being so transparent. I know it's something that, you know, women today really resonate with, and it's so relevant to talk about mental health. So we just appreciate you being here.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks for tuning in, Kappa Delta. I hope you were all encouraged by Juri and her journey. Happy birthday, Kappa Delta.
Happy birthday.